Hello, my name is Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm answering a question of one viewer who said to me that he's an INTJ who is into an ENFP, and they've been texting or talking with each other, and they've seen each other once, but then this girl, it's not responding the messages or like delaying the whole situation, so they don't meet up. And he said, I really like her and I want for an ENFP to like me, so please help me. So this is what I'm going to be responding to this question. If you have questions as well, leave your comments below. I will be answering them. And subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up to this video to support my channel. Okay, so first of all, if INTJs and ENFPs are called by everyone else the perfect match, doesn't mean that every INTJ is going to end up with an ENFP or with the ENFP they meet and the other way around. So keep in mind, typology is like, okay, cognition, how the brain works, how we are wired on the inside, but doesn't mean that every INTJ is going to end up with an ENFP or every ENFP is going to end up with an INTJ. So chances are very high that the two types are going to feel very attracted when they find each other. But then beyond that attraction of the cognition of how the brain works and all of that, you have also the cultural backgrounds, you have the personal values of every person, you have family history, and all of those things that if you put them in a blender and you shake them, they're gonna give you a different individual. So not every ENFP is the same and not INTJ is the same. So let's start with this premise. Inevitably, the two types are gonna feel attracted to one another. But there are chances, there are possibilities that sometimes the INTJ is not interested anymore and sometimes the ENFP is not interested anymore. Remember that these two types are FI. Kind of, the INTJ can be less strong FI, but still the FI is there, and it's the FI is auxiliary for the ENFP. So these two individuals are going to be like a bit self-centered, about like looking inwards and like recognizing what they want and what they don't want from a partner or from a situation. And if this is not what they want from a partner, they won't take it. So they would let it go. Or let's say when they are in a relationship, they find that this person has this set of things, and they will have to let it go, to let that person go, because this set of things does not match with their core values. So that's something to keep in mind, and it might be hard, at least for an ENFP, to let go of someone, but that's the case. But let's focus on this question. So the question is, how can I do for this person to like me? So first of all, the ENFP is a person who falls for authenticity, and that attraction should be something very natural and something that comes from like in a very organic way from within. That meaning you have to be yourself, your purest self and your purest version of your INTJ-ness, nothing else and nothing more than that, in order for the ENFP to like you. If you're being a high version of yourself as an INTJ and the ENFP still does not feel attracted to you, it might not have to be or do with your personality type. It might have to do with other values that you have as a person that have nothing to do with your personality type. Can be of any sort, can be like preferences and culture, foods, lifestyle, can be of any sort. That doesn't really click. You know, there are some things that make people feel attracted to each other than cognition or functions like personality type, such as body smell, for instance. You know, pheromones, you smell that in another person, you feel attracted, you like them. And sometimes you like a person so much, and he can be or they can be a sensor, just have nothing to do with cognition. So there are other factors. Not only being an INTJ will guarantee that every ENFP will fall for you. Keep that in mind. So my dear friend who wrote this question, if you're being yourself and you said like, I'm a very INTJ, and you described yourself and you like, of course, sound like an INTJ, then I have to say, there are things you cannot really push for. If you are trying, the most you can push is like for getting or this person to give you some time so you can spend more time together. But if the person is not interested, then it's not interested. And for instance, ENFPs don't like to be pushed or don't like to be chased. So that's something so completely negative you can do to any ENFP. So if you have to chase them, and if they said to you like, this is a bad behavior, if they say, I want to meet you, and they don't show up, but let's say if they did that, they're not showing up, like the best you can do is to just let it. Don't chase that person. Because for the ENFP, if you insist, that feels like you are chasing them. So if they feel like they're being persecuted by a person, that only creates the opposite. The opposite is like you just don't want to even have any contact with that person. So give them space. Do not try to insist more times with this person, with this girl. If she says she wants to see you, but she doesn't really show up to what she says, she does not come back to you and say like, yes, I want to see you this date, chances are that she is or not interested, or she has a lot of other things running around and she's still wandering around with her mind through her NE. So remember, NE is like, we are all the time like busy seeing possibilities and seeing ideas. And even, I don't know how you met her. Let's say that you met her through a dating app. So she might be also trying to kind of come up with an idea or a better decision of with whom she wants to date or not. But whatever that she's doing, she's not giving you the attention or the time that an ENFP gives a person when they're interested. So maybe she's right now not interested, and it's not like forever. Just give her time and see whenever she comes back. So if you have insisted already, just leave it. Another method you can use with an ENFP is to, if you want to really see her and you've been insisting, just give some time and kind of casually text her, not saying immediately, I want to see you, but kind of ask her, how is she doing? That can give a better result, or ask her something about herself that you know that will spark her attention, instead of just saying, I want to see you. Because in that situation, it might feel like you just want to get something from me, and it's not like you giving something. So that's something that you can also use. Just text this person and say like, hey, you remember that you told me? I was remembering that, I don't know, your exam was last week, or how did it go? Something like that. So you can connect again, and after you connect, you can ask her out. But again, if this person is still not responsive, trust me, you might have other opportunities coming up in the future with a person that will be more corresponding to your feelings and to your also emotions. So that's my advice for you, INTJ into an ENFP. You cannot force things. You cannot force a person to like you. And not because you're an ENFP and you're an INTJ, you have to end up together. Sometimes the best you can do is just to let it go and to let life bring you another person. And if it's this person, at some point, you will find your way to connect in a better way, or she will find you back. But remember, ENFPs love authenticity, so do not try to push to be someone else or more outgoing or more interesting, whatever that means, just because you want to attract this person, because that's just not worth your time and it's not going to give you better results. So that's all for today. So you have questions about ENFPs, about INTJs, about relationships, about any sort, leave your comments below. Remember to subscribe and to give your thumbs up, and see you next time.